When I was 5 years old, I accidentally triggered a rescue mission. We're talking fire trucks, sirens, a full on search party. And it all started because of a frog. Look, we all have those moments in life where we go into hiding, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally. It happens to all of us. But most of us don't even realize that we're hiding until the alarm bells ring. This story today is about frogs, bushes, and why you might be stuck in your own fort without even realizing it. Okay, so get this. When I was a boy, probably 5 years old, we were up visiting my grandmother up in Panama, New York. Just like any other day, we go up there and we play and just have a great time outside. And this particular day, it was a unique day in that I was playing outside right on the front corner of the house up close to the road, and I spotted the most beautiful frog that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this thing was bright green. It was huge, like nothing I'd ever seen before. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go see where that frog's going. It hopped away and it went under a bush. And being a curious 5 year old, I said, you know what? I'm gonna crawl in there and see what it's doing. Oh, I just heard a frog. So I crawled under this bush, and once I crawl under this bush, I mean, it was this big beautiful bush, like with these beautiful yellow flowers. But when I crawled under there, it was absolutely amazing because being just a little 5 year old, I crawl under there, and there's all sorts of space in there. Like I could stand up in there. It was so roomy. These flies. So I followed so I followed this frog inside the bush, and then it hopped away. But I was having so much fun in there. It was like a fort that I'd built inside there, and it was amazing. So I wanted to hang out in there. Well, I was having so much fun hanging out in there. I just sat there and sat there and sat there. Well, I guess I sat there. I guess I sat there too long because eventually my parents started calling for me and called for me and called for me. But check out this snapping turtle. So my parents were calling for me, and I didn't come out. I was hiding in there. And why was I hiding? I don't know. Maybe it was a control thing. Maybe it was a power thing. They couldn't find me. I thought it was pretty cool. So a little time went on and didn't think much of it. And then next thing you know, more people are calling for me. And now things are escalating, but I still didn't come out. I was just being stubborn in there in my fort. So eventually they got so worried because see where my grandmother lives, um there's a swamp across the street, there's a big pond out back. So it could be a bad deal if a kid went into the pond or into the swamp, kind of like this, kind of like this swamp. Um, so so they were getting pretty worried. Next thing you know, I hear sirens. See what would happen is they had called the fire department, which triggered a full-on rescue mission. When I heard the sirens, I was absolutely terrified. I knew I was going to be in big trouble. So I said, you know what? Okay, time's up. Game's over. Time to come out. So I came out, and I'll never forget my parents. I mean, they were decent about it. they they just basically said, "Hey, you better never pull a stunt like that again in your life." So I can look I can look back on it now and laugh and smile and say, "Yeah, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done." But as I as I reflect on it, I think there's a lesson for us all to learn here. So first off, like what is your frog? Like what is that thing that you are chasing after? That maybe it's that shiny object or a goal or a dream that you have or something like that. What is your frog? And then the next thing I want to ask you is, okay, that bush that I crawled under to hide, what are you hiding from? What's the bush that you're hiding in that's maybe keeping you from achieving those goals or those dreams? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Um, Maybe you care a lot about what other people think and that's holding you back. Well, that's my encouragement for you here today is don't let that fear hold you back. Yeah, so as we think about time passing and us staying hidden, I think that's a great analogy for comfort in our lives. I posted other videos about the comfort trap, and it really is a trap, right? And that's one of the reasons I'm out here today is you know what? It's a beautiful day, a hot day, but I'm out here on the motorcycle, nice ride. Yeah, I could be sitting at home in my lazy boy recliner, but you know what? I'd rather be out here enjoying nature, out here with you all. So I do thank you for joining me today on this little walk. If you got anything out of the video today, please hit the like button. It really helps other people find this channel, and I'm sure other people are going to benefit from this kind of material as well. Maybe the last lesson that I'll share with you is, we're living in a crazy world right now. Tensions in the Middle East, as usual, continue. There's just it's just madness out there, and I know people, relatives of mine, that when things get crazy like that, you know what they do? They basically just shut down and stay home. They would rather be in the safety of their home than out in the crazy world. So let me ask you, what do you do when things are going crazy around you? Do you panic, or do you relax and just deal with it? I'll tell you, I reached a point there hiding in that bush where I knew the reality of the situation was setting in. I knew I had to do something different. Otherwise, I knew I was going to be in big trouble. So let me ask you today, what is the reality of your situation? Have you been putting something off for so long that now it just feels normal? But really deep down, you realize, you know what? I need to deal with this difficult situation. Maybe it's a relationship issue that you're having, or a problem at work, or a tough conversation that you need to have with a coworker, maybe, or a family member or a friend. So take this video today as your signal to say, you know what? I need to get out there. I need to deal with this situation. I need to come out of hiding. So let me ask you today, what are you chasing? What are you hiding from? And what will it take to bring you out of this hiding place? Comment down below. I'd love to hear your story. I read every single comment, and who knows, I might even feature it in a future video. So my challenge for you this week is to identify one area of your life where you've been hiding, whether it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, and take on that fear. Take that head on and face it. It all starts with just one step. Have you ever hid in a bush longer than you should have? Maybe it was a job, a relationship, or a friendship. Or you know what? Maybe it was just your own potential. So my encouragement for you today is drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. We won't judge. We just want to share and help each other. It's okay to chase frogs, but the world needs you outside the bush.